final activity. Okay. All right, ladies, so we're going to get started. Welcome to Girl Scouts Connected Cadet Badge, the Science of Happiness. And we are super excited because this, everybody might need a little bit of extra happiness nowadays. Things can get a little, have been a little stressful. So we're going to get started today. The Girl Scout Connected is a partnership between Girl Scouts of South Carolina, Mountains to Midlands, and Eastern South Carolina. And we are excited you're with us today. So we're going to get started with the promise and the law. So you don't need to unmute yourself, but we are going to raise our hand and we are going to do the promise together. So on my honor, I will try to serve God
and my country
to help people at all times and to live by the Girl Scout law. Okay, and for the Girl Scout law, I will do my best to be honest and fair, friendly and helpful, considerate and caring, courageous and strong, responsible for what I say and do, and respect myself and others, respect authority, use resources wisely, make the world a better place, and be a sister to every Girl Scout. Awesome. Well, thank you guys. That was awesome.
Woo, that makes me happy.
All right. So our lovely special guest today is Miss Laura Tucker. She's our CEO of Girl Scouts of South Carolina, and she's going to start us off getting us pumped.
All right. So I'm so happy to see you girls. I haven't had the opportunity to see girls lately, and you're making me incredibly happy. And so I want to start today. We're going to do a poll. And I want to know right now, how happy are you? Like on a scale of 1 to 5, how happy are you? So Lauren's going to do a poll. You're going to see it.
All right. 1 second. Oh, all right. So one of our crew is polls. Danielle, do you see it? Do you see the polls? Sorry to put you on the spot like that. Because our poll is not showing up now. Hey, Danielle. Hey, can you see our polls? No. Says you are logged in from another device. I don't know. Hold on. We're gonna stop share. It's not showing.
So keep chatting on a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being you are the most happy. How happy are you right now? Now that you understand that what we're trying to do. On a scale of 1 being least happy and 5 being the most happy, how happy are you right now in this moment?
Polls. So we got a couple 5s, 4s, 3s. We got a 1, a 0. Uh-oh. 1, 2, couple 3, 4s. Keegan misses school. Bellatrix says she's 1,000% happy.
Awesome. Well, listen, I want to open up and have a conversation with you right now. I want to know, for you right now, what is happiness to you? What does happiness mean to you? So can we do some unmuting and actually have the girls actually talk in reference to
So Laura, you can just hover over them and then click the blue unmute box. So Neela, would you like to tell us what happiness means to you?
Talking with friends, even if you can't see them. Like, I have Messenger kids, so I can FaceTime them and talk to them a lot. So even
Awesome.
just that is.
So what I hear you saying is happiness it actually is your friends. Your friends are make you happy? Good. Who else wants to go?
Lizzie wants to go. Let's unmute her. Hey, Lizzie, go ahead.
Playing Minecraft with the boys and cheese.
What was the first one?
Playing Minecraft with the boys.
Oh, awesome. Minecraft and cheese?
Yes.
I love that. So some food makes you happy.
Krista, would you like to tell us what makes you happy? No, Krista, it's okay.
No.
Claire, would you like to tell us what makes you happy? Hey, Claire, you want to tell us what?
Sorry. Yes.
No? Yes. Okay.
I agree with Tegan. I do like making people happy. Yeah, like giving people gifts makes me happy.
Awesome. Penelope, would you like to tell us what makes you happy?
I like spending time with my family and my friends. And a lot of the times just like reading a good book.
That's
Awesome.
Anybody else want to, Cameron in the chat, she says, doing crafts. Jillianne said, Jilliana, she said, pick me. Let me come over and unmute Jilliana. Oh, there you are. Juliana, tell us what makes you happy.
What makes me happy is singing, drawing, dancing. Even though I argue with my brother, playing with them, just having a good time really makes me happy. So that's what makes me happy.
Thank you for sharing. You know, it takes courage to share. So I really appreciate you guys being courageous and sharing what happiness means to you. What makes you happy. Anybody else?
No?
So when we talk about the science of happiness, Lauren, if you want to go back to the slides, when you think about like what is happiness, so psychology and philosophy, they recognize two major ideas of happiness and well-being. One is feeling good, and the other is called flourishing. And feeling good really is about those positive experiences, having fun, positive feelings, a positive mindset, using one thinkings to challenge negative thoughts, positive relationships, like you guys were talking about your friends, and positive energy, like feeling fit and healthy and being comfortable with your own body. And the other part of happiness is flourishing. And that's about developing yourself and setting and achieving individual goals, and also making a difference in other people's lives. So when you talk about the science of happiness, you're talking about feeling good and you're talking about flourishing. And so, you know, given that thought, what I want to do is I want to read you guys a couple of quotes, and I want you to think about it in those two ideas about happiness and flourishing, how these quotes really resonate with you. So here's the first quote. Are you ready? Are you listening? Okay. Happiness is a direction and not a place. Happiness is a direction and not a place. What does that mean to you? Can you put that in the chat box? When you think about that quote and you think about feeling good and you think about flourishing. Happiness is a direction, not a place. What does that mean to you? Put that in the chat box. Also, in that quote that you see on the slide, true happiness comes from within. True happiness comes from within. What does that mean about happiness to you?
So,
Go ahead.
So Lauren Linstead, I think I may have said her last name correctly. It means that happiness is a journey and not a destination. So it's along the way. Penelope says you can be happy anytime, anywhere. Happiness is something you choose to feel and not just go to, from Tegan. Sarah says happiness isn't a place, it's a direction. Those are all great.
Really great.
Nyla, I think I said her name correctly. You need to find what makes you happy, not just something that makes you feel better.
Awesome. Here's a question for you. Who makes you happy? Do you make yourself happy? Or do you think other people make you happy? Who's responsible for your happiness?
Taylor said, happiness doesn't come from anyone else. You can't buy it, you can't make it, but you can feel it. It's a feeling you get when you feel safe or at home someplace. That's sweet.
I love that. That is awesome.
What makes you happy? Family, friends, cats, books and family, lots of family, yourself, the dog Boomer or Bunny Prince. True happiness can't be taken away. Awesome. These are all great. Sarah says drawing. Cameron says gymnastics. Tracy says baking. Awesome. Great job. My dog Sunshine. These are all perfect answers. Awesome.
Absolutely.
Great job. All right. Drawing.
Here's another one. Here's another quote I want you to think about. Happiness grows at our own firesides and is not to be picked in strangers' gardens. What does that mean to you? Happiness grows at our own firesides and not to be picked in strangers' gardens. What does that mean in reference to happiness to you? Happiness grows at our own firesides and is not to be picked in strangers' gardens.
Oh, so we
I like that.
Yeah.
Don't let people take your happiness. Nyla said that. Strangers can't make you happy.
Yeah. We make our own happiness.
You know, these are all so good. And Lauren, if you want to go back to the slides and let's really look about, you know, when we talk about the science of happiness and some things you can do to really be resilient in happiness and to help you when you're not feeling so happy. And Lauren, let's talk about the importance of journaling.
Yes. Yes. So ladies, I hope you've grabbed your tiny journal or big journal or whatever you feel, you know, is going to be great for you. So I got this one at the dollar store and it says, grow where you're planted. And so I loved this, and it was just from the Dollar Tree, because sometimes, you know, we can feel like, oh, we're not in the best place, but we got to grow wherever we are. So it might be at home instead of at school, but we're going to grow from that, right? And we're going to grow and become even better at online stuff, because that's what we have right now. So what we're going to do is we're going to open our journal, and we are going to go for step 1. It says make yourself happier, and we have some examples of just some really cute journals. And each day for the next 2 weeks, we would love for you, and if you're not into journaling but you like to record or make a movie, that's fine too. But you're going to record 3 things that went well each day and why you consider them blessings. So today, my first one is going to be that I had the chance to meet you guys. So that's going to be a blessing for me today. I live alone. I don't have any family near me. And so every single time I get to be on a video with somebody and meet new people, I'm happy, and I count that as a blessing. So I know my sister does this, and she did it every day for a year. She wrote down one thing in her cell phone. She just started a text message chain to herself. And every day she wrote something that was great about the day and sent it to herself. And then throughout the year, she could look back and be like, oh, April 13th, it was Dad's birthday, and we had a laugh, or, and she wrote down the joke. So let's try and do this for 2 weeks. Right?
Yeah, I journal. I actually have been journaling since I was your age. And I love to journal. And I do so many things with journaling. I write down what I'm happy about. I used to write down, and I still do, quotes, poems, things that make me happy. I will take like newspaper articles or things that I enjoy and tape them in my journal. And then I can go back and look at my journal as well. So it actually inspires me. So journaling, I think, can really help you in the science of happiness, especially sometimes especially in this day and age, when you find yourself maybe at that 1 or 2 or even at the 0. What you can do is reframe your thinking, right? It's so easy sometimes for us to think about the negative, like you're not with your friends, or, you're worried about people. But if you think the other side of that, right, that you have the opportunity to do things like this, where you can see your friends, you're spending time with your family, you're spending more time with your pets. So what are you grateful for? So journaling can help you do that. It can help you in the science of happiness to get out of that bad mood, right? And to try to get into that good mood where you're looking at what you can be grateful for. So that's why we want you to do this for 2 weeks, and in your journal to keep track of the things that you're grateful for every single day. So do you guys think you can do that? And so in the chat box, what are you thinking about journaling? Is your thumbs up? What are your thoughts on keeping a journal? You think it's going to be easy? You think it's going to be hard? You think it's going to help you reframe some, your own moods and emotions when you're feeling sad or when you're feeling not happy? So in the chat box, how are you feeling about journaling?
So Cameron says she might forget. So as a very experienced journaler, Laura, how do you remember to get it done each day?
Well, you're right. So it takes a little while to get into a habit, but you can put your journal someplace where it's there and present. Like as an example, where do you go to first thing in the morning? Do you eat breakfast at the table? Maybe you put your journal on the kitchen table. Maybe you put it on your bedside table so that it's the very first thing you think about when you wake up in the morning, and you don't go to bed until you write in your journal at night. So, and then it becomes easier, right? So yeah, if it's going to be hard, you have to get into a good habit of journaling.
Neela just gave us an incredible quote. She said, "My favorite quote is, 'We are all in the gutter, but some of us are looking at the stars.'"
I love that. I'd put that in your journal.
Yes.
I love quotes, and I put all kinds of quotes in my journal, especially positive quotes. So that is really, really fabulous. Who else?
Bellatrix says, "I think it helps me. It helps me write stuff on paper that I feel embarrassed to tell someone. It helps me express my feelings without having to tell anybody." And that's a really good outlet, is to, you know, the journal, it won't, of course, judge you. So you can tell it anything, and you can reframe yourself to think, you know, out loud in a way.
Yeah, that's awesome.
She said, "I'll get my bad emotions out on the page. My favorite quote is, 'You cannot be brave without fear.'" Awesome.
I love that. Put that in your journal. That's an awesome quote.
Oh, Claire says that she talks to her mirror as well. And I can tell you, I do that too. I have, like, you know, pep talks, and then I also have fights with myself, because sometimes you gotta, you know, get the best advice.
Absolutely.
Yeah, awesome. Yes. So to check off this step in your badge, you will need to do it for 2 weeks. Now, you also, moving on to step 2, we did talk about this a little bit. We're going to talk a little bit more, but think differently for happiness. So we're going to talk about strengths.
Yeah, so I want to share my screen. Do you have a poll? Well, let me share my screen first. Let me see, share screen. Host disabled participant share screening.
Oh, hold on. You should be able to now.
Okay. Let me see this. Okay.
Awesome.
Can you guys see this?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So what I want you to do is I want you to think about your personal strengths. And these are some of them. And I want you to pick 2 strengths that are your strengths. So these are some examples. So do you, I don't know if the polls are not working. Okay. So what I want you to do is in your journal, write 2 strengths that pertain to you. So I'm gonna go through these. Can everybody see them okay? Give me a thumbs up if you can see them. I've made them big. Okay. So we've got creativity, curiosity, open-mindedness, love of learning, wisdom, bravery, persistence, integrity, vitality, love, kindness, social intelligence, citizenship, fairness, leadership, forgiveness, humility, prudence, self-regulation, appreciation of beauty and excellence, gratitude, hope, humor, spirituality. So these are 24 strengths. There could be others. What I want you to do is pick 2 that pertain to you. What are your strengths? And I want to give you a minute or so, and I want you to really think about this, because what I want you to do is I want to open up the mics, and I want you to share and give everybody an example. Give everybody an example of how you've used one of these strengths. Okay, as an example, love of learning. I'll give you an example. I think one of my strengths is a love of learning. I love to learn, and I think that learning is a lifelong journey. We learn our whole life. And an example of this is that with my team at the council, my staff, and I'm going to get my volunteers involved too, is that I'm constantly sending them things to read and to learn. I'm pushing them in this time frame. I'm sending them all kinds of articles and blogs and things so that they can learn. And that makes me happy to use that strength to help my team. So that's an example. So what I want to do now, Lauren, is kind of open up the mics, and I want you guys to share, kind of like give a thumbs up, so we know that you want to share, and I want you to share what your strength is and how you use it. Okay?
So if you'd like to share, and I can't see you with a thumbs up, just chat us in the, oh, Lizzie would like to. Go ahead, Lizzie, tell us about yourself.
Curiosity, especially a couple days ago, there was this little snake. I caught it with my net, and we looked up South Carolina snakes. It turned out to be, I think, an eastern hognose. I held it.
Wow.
And then I released it. It was super cute.
Wow. That's awesome. Curiosity. That is a good strength. And does that make you happy?
Yes.
Good. So that's an example of how strength can help you be happy in the science of happiness. Who else wants to go?
I can't see everybody. Oh, Lauren wants to go. Hey, Lauren.
Hi. One of my strengths is compassion, and I like to make sure, like at dinner, I want to make sure that everybody else has everything they want to eat before I look to see what I want to eat.
That is a great example, and that is a wonderful example. I tell you what, that is a real strength of a servant leader, right? Letting other people go before you.
Yeah.
So really good example.
Tracy, you're unmuted. Tell us about yourself.
Hi, I'm actually Odette, but
Hi.
my strength is leadership, and I'm actually running a global action webinar on the 18th, so it hasn't actually happened yet, but it will be happening, and yeah, so.
Tell us about that webinar. Tell us a little bit more about it.
So I'm doing, the global action webinar is about gender equality, and so gender equality is one of the sustainable development goals, and it's this year's, and so there will be 2 workshops, one for the lower levels like daisies, brownies, and juniors, and one for cadet seniors, ambassadors. And so the first workshop will be talking about like stuff that's appropriate for those levels, and then for the older levels, we'll be talking about stuff that's appropriate for them, and I think it'll be really fun, and yeah.
Awesome. Great example of leadership. Really good example. Who else wants to be courageous and share?
I saw some raised hands, but they left. Oh, Neela, go ahead, girl.
Okay, I'm persistent, and one of the things when I showed that is, okay, I was helping my great uncle Paul load hay bales onto a wagon, and one of them fell out, and he said, you're not going to be able to get that up, but you can try. And I got it up onto the wagon. It was a hay bale.
Awesome. That's a great example of persistent. You were persistent. You made it happen. Really good example. Who else wants to share a strength?
Krista, go ahead.
I'm very curious, and I'm very creative. I actually have repainted my room recently, and I was able to paint butterflies all over my closet and the inside of my closet door.
Wow, that's awesome. That's a great strength. Thanks for sharing. Who else wants to go?
Tori, did you want to share?
Yes, I put empathy because most of my friends and I, our brains work differently, and my brain can work in many different ways. So sometimes they will argue, and I'm able to see it from each side of the story and help them work things out.
Awesome. Really good example. Katie, Katie raised her hand.
All right. Katie, go ahead.
Oh, she's muted.
There.
Did you want to share, Katie?
Yeah. So, I'm in the cadet troop, and the cadets always plan the Girl Scout sleepover in our area, and so we always get to help the daisies and the brownies, like learn a whole bunch of stuff and do crafts and stuff. So, that's really fun.
Awesome. That, you know what, that sounds like leadership to me. It sounds like leadership may be a strength for you. So congratulations and thanks for sharing. That's awesome. Who else wants to share your strength in your story?
Claire, did you want to share with us?
Sure. One of mine would probably be creativity. I can think of a lot of different things, like ideas to do different crafts and stuff. I have a lot of them that I think I would be.
Awesome. Creativity is a wonderful strength. So thank you. Does creativity make you happy, Claire?
Maybe. Juliana, did you want to share?
Yeah. Creativity, curiosity, fairness, leadership, persistent. I'm all those things. I love to sing, draw. I'm always curious about everything. I trust everybody, but if I don't trust them, that's because there's a reason. I like to, well, in some things I like to lead my friends and help everybody get along. I'm persistent, which annoys my family sometimes. And I also have a love of learning, but it's like the fun stuff, not the other stuff.
The other stuff.
Yeah, like school. I don't like learning that stuff. Well, I'm bad at English. But
Well, that's okay.
What I don't like doing.
You keep trying, because learning should be hard. Because if it's easy, you're not really learning, right? So learning should be difficult. If it's difficult, that means you're really learning something. But it sounds like you have a lot of strengths, and I hope that all those strengths make you happy. Hey, Penelope, I saw that you had your hand up earlier. What did you want to share? Hold on, we have to unmute you. There you go.
Well, I think leadership is one of my qualities. One time I got picked out for a leadership club, and I got to host a music recital.
Wow. That is awesome. Did that make you happy?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Who else wants to share? I hope you're getting an idea about how your strengths really can add to your happiness, right?
So Bellatrix didn't want to say it out loud, but she did drop it in the chat, and she said that I could share it. She said, humor and creativity. I think I am creative because I'm involved in a lot of activities that involve thinking outside the box, and I enjoy them and do them a lot. I think I am strong in humor because whenever my sister feels down, I start tickling her and make her happy again. I do the same to my other friends. I like lifting people up and make them feel better. It always makes me happy to see people laugh. I like to think of humor as a sickness, and laughing and happiness are the side effects. That's awesome. I think I'm creative also because I draw a lot and I write. I am writing a lot of stories currently, and I didn't rough draft them. I just started writing, and they're going very well, in my opinion.
Awesome. Who else wants to share? These are so good. Anybody else?
Neela says, I am in band and choir. Awesome.
So that sounds like creativity is a strength, and that makes you happy?
Yes. Awesome. So what we're going to do for step 2, okay, so we talked about our strengths and we've made a list of all, oh, I went too far, sorry. Oh, can we see my screen?
Nope.
Nope, sorry. Oh, I am ahead of myself. All right, so think differently for happiness. We have made a list of our strengths, and when you have to face something tough in the next 2 weeks, focus on what you're good at and think of how you could use one of your strengths. Awesome, Neela. Thank you for showing us your list. That's great, and you can keep those really handy. Keep a daily entry of one thing that you've had to overcome that helped that day, and include a strength that helped you through it. So on the same page, so I've started for April 16th, I wrote my strengths. I'm gonna write the 3 things that I felt were, that made me happy and were great for me that day. And then I'm gonna write something that I had to overcome using a strength. And I'm gonna do that for 2 weeks. And if ever I'm feeling a little blocked, I can go back and read about the day and, you know, get some inspiration. And there might be some strengths there that we didn't mention. Your mom might say offhand, you know, you could have been doing something really helpful in the kitchen, and she's, you know, she can say something that inspires you and says, oh, that's a strength. So it doesn't have to be just those that are on the list. It could be anything out there that you feel like really, you know, describes you. So you're gonna do that for 2 weeks. Now the next thing that we're gonna work on is we are going to create a happiness action plan. So you have your tissue box, and we are gonna write our happiest moments from the day on a Post-it or a scrap of paper. And be sure to add the date and include how it made you feel. You're gonna put them in your bliss box. So I covered mine in some really happy hello paper, and I was gonna put a ribbon on top. I have my Post-its, and you can do this individually. If you have a jar, that works too, a shoe box, or maybe you have a little keepsake box already. Perfect, Neela. Thank you for showing us. It's perfect. And you can do this by yourself, or you can get your family in on it too. And that would be great, so that at the end of, say, 2 weeks, a month, a year, you can open your box on one side like this, shake all your blessings out, and you guys can talk about them. So the one that's pictured, the memory box, it's kind of tan, so I liked really big colors. And then there's also the clear can that is a really good option too. So a pro tip, you could use different color Post-its or paper for other people in your family. So blue reminds me of my mom. It's her favorite color. So this could be her color. My sister's favorite color is pink. That could be hers. And then you can also add pictures or other tokens of the day. So say you got something cool happened, you found a really awesome rock. After you're kind of, you know, after you're done with it, you can put it in there and remember it. Lizzie, you have an awesome picture of I think it's a cat. Yes, it's a cat. She could put that in her box as well, and she could remember the day by.
You know, an important part of this, and don't forget about this step, is that, you know, if you read the slide, you want to write about the happiest moment of your day, but you also want to include how it made you feel, right? That's important, that you recognize how it made you feel. So as an example, if the happiest part of your day was spending time with your cat, how did it make you feel? Did it make you feel safe? Did it make you feel loved? You know, how did it make you feel? So make sure that on your Post-it note that you do those 2 things, the happiest moments of your day, and then how it made you feel. Because happiness is about how you're feeling inside your heart, right? And inside your head.
Awesome. I see a lot of great boxes already, you know, they're in the works. You can add anything you want to the outside, of course, because it's your own, make it your own. A lot of you said creativity. Add ribbons and bows or stickers, or maybe you're really good artist and you can draw. And this might be something that you keep going for a year, or, you know, anything like that. And, you know, and then when you open it on a bad day, you're going to feel a lot better. So I love this. And then you can also put funny things that happened with your family in there too. So that is the last thing that we're going to work on today. But to do the next steps to earn the complete badge, we're going to talk about those steps. So step 3, get happy through others. So one of the most common ways to find engagement and meaning in our relationships. So you should make a virtual gratitude visit. Take time to thank a mentor, a friend, a coach, or a distant family member. You can write a forgiveness letter. That doesn't mean that you have to mail the forgiveness letter. Like we said before, sometimes putting our words on paper make us feel better and it can make us happier. So you don't have to mail it. It can, you know, go in the trash after, but writing it down might make us feel better.
Yeah, and you know, this is about girls, you know, when we talked about the 2 things that make people happy, feeling good. And so that's about strengths, but the other part of that was flourishing, remember? And a part of flourishing is making a difference to other people. The difference to other people. And so that's what this is, get happy through others. And that's by helping other people. You're making a difference in someone else's life.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And you can make something meaningful, like a collage, a video, or a painting, and you can give it to somebody. And I know right now it would be great. There are some restrictions, but I know a lot of people are shut in that are normally used to getting in and out, and they might really appreciate a painting or a drawing or maybe a story. So step 4 is do a helpful happiness exam. We have do your own experiment to test the happiness of the group. So design your own 5-question happiness survey, help them find their strengths and where they can be more optimistic. Try a quick polling, ask 10 friends how they feel 3 times a day and see if there's a correlation in the results. Maybe they're happier in the morning and that's when they should like really do a lot of work. And then in the afternoon when they're not feeling so great, you know, they can take a break, relax, de-stress. And then focus on one friend. Help them when they are sad and engage them in new activities and help them feel better. So definitely helping someone else. Let's see. Bellatrix says she's currently working on a story. That's great. Who else in the... I heard that people are video chatting people in nursing homes. Claire, that is, yes, that's perfect. You could definitely make somebody smile like that.
Oh, that is awesome. That is an awesome idea.
Sarah says, me and my junior troop sang a choir to the elders in the nursing home.
Wow.
That's perfect service. That's awesome. Okay, so if we have, oh, I'm so sorry, that jumped off.
Lauren, let's do our last poll.
Yes.
I want to know now on a scale of 1 to 5, with 1 being the least happy and 5 being the most happy. How are you feeling right now on a scale of 1 to 5? Put that in the chat box. In the science of happiness, everything you've learned today. How are you feeling right now?
All right. Oh, we still have a 1, but that's okay, Tegan. The morning might, you know, brighten up. It's only 11. It could, you could get happy. A 5. We got 3, 4, 4, 5, 3, 5. Katie says a 10. You go, girl. Lizzie says she's a 4, but she's very tired, and that's okay.
Yep.
Krista said a 3. Siblings are annoying. They can be hard, but they are awesome to have someone who's always in your corner, always your friend. Penelope says a 6. Katie says, I have a quote. Why don't you drop us your quote, Katie? Or if you want to, we can say it out. Sophia says a 4 or 5. That's very nice, Claire, what you said to Tegan. Tegan says, I haven't gotten my tea yet. Neela says, I think that's a billion. Lizzie, go ahead and tell us what's up.
Here's my quote. Saving
Okay.
an animal doesn't change the world, but it changes the world for that animal.
Awesome.
That's awesome. That's so sweet. A lot of 4s. Sophia says she hasn't had breakfast yet. That can definitely make you feel a little unhappy. Oh, Neela, great job with your journal. Awesome. Awesome. All right. Oh,
The last thing, go ahead, Lauren.
Katie said, can she say something out loud? Let me find you, Katie, real quick. Oh, there you are. Go ahead, friend. Ooh.
Okay. I think not of what others think of me, but I care what I think of others.
Good.
That's a great quote.
That's a great quote. And, you know, the last thing that I'll say is that I'm a 5 now. You guys have made me incredibly happy talking about happiness and seeing your happy faces. The other thing that I'll say is this, is that you are responsible for your happiness, right? In life, we all know that things don't always go right? You might not do as good on a test. You may be having a fight with a friend. You may be in the house for 30 days, right? But what we want you to do in the science of happiness is work on those tools and those things to get this badge, because you can reframe the way that you're feeling. When you notice that you are feeling sad or that you're feeling unhappy, use those tools to reframe your own moods and emotions, right? We want you to reframe so that you can be happier, and you have control of that. So think about writing what you're grateful for in your journal and what your strengths are, right? And go to your strengths, and let's complete this happiness badge, all right? I'm proud of you guys.
So we're going to unmute everybody so we can all say goodbye, okay? So, we are all unmuted here.
Ciao.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Thank you.
Bye.
You made
See you
me
next
so happy.
time.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Bye. So good spending this hour with you.
How do I leave?
Thanks. Bye.
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 Have a happy day.
Bye.
Everybody have a happy day.
Those are all Girl Scouts.
You too.
Bye.
Bacon?
Bye.
All right.
Happy.
So, and then 20 minutes is a good.
No, because you're right. Sometimes you have good intentions, and you end up.
Bye, guys.
How do I leave?
It
Bye.
was so much fun spending the day with you, the hour, the morning. Thanks for your happy faces.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.